Hello my dear loving souls, welcome back to part 2 of the video series today on a spirit-led topic of breakthrough. That's the intuition card that came through, and it's a beautiful, imagery of a metamorphosis, the beautiful caterpillar going through a process, going inside its cocoon, spending some time there, and then breaking through its cocoon to become this gorgeous butterfly. And as a result of it, having the ability to fly, having the freedom, not having to only be on the lower levels or low frequencies right on planet Earth, but she can actually soar into the air, soar into the wider world, be able to have a different perspective, be able to see different things, eat different other things that perhaps it couldn't have when it was a caterpillar. And a funny thing that comes to my mind, it's really ironic actually, but my beautiful little daughter has been absolutely in love with the Hungry Caterpillar book, and she's been watching and listening it and reading, and just it's been a Hungry Caterpillar kind of vibe in my household for the last month or so, and something that she has come through to say to us maybe a week or so ago, and this is a 2-year-old saying, that when she saw a butterfly, she's saying that it is a flying caterpillar. I'll just let it sink there. A butterfly is a flying caterpillar. I think that's pretty profound, and I think it's beautiful because it's actually quite true. And what got me thinking is a bit more as to what else is there in nature that grows wings. And I mean something that was born without wings, but then through a particular process, the cocooning phase, it all of a sudden comes up with wings. I was thinking about insects, I was thinking about birds. Those are naturally, right from the get-go, are born with wings, ability to fly. What else is there? I mean, I don't know, please comment down below if you know of anything else that is originally born or incarnates, the living thing into something that doesn't have a body, that doesn't have wings, and then all of a sudden through a kind of process or a phase, it comes out with wings and has so many new abilities, new talents, new perspective, new abilities to do, like to have a completely different kind of life, right? Just comment down below. I'm just pretty amazed at that. And I was thinking a lot about that, and I'm pretty happy that this card has come through, because the whole caterpillar and butterfly, and the journey that the caterpillar goes through in order to become the butterfly is being quite active, or the energy of that has been quite active in my household. And I'm pretty amazed that this card has come through for me to talk today to you guys about. And so so for me, this is instantly coming through like a spiritual enlightenment. For some reason, I'm getting very, very strong energy of spiritual enlightenment, and that ascension going from a bottom, or the bottom of the cycle, bottom of the wheel of fortune as an example, low frequencies, to rising up, ascending, elevating, which aligns well with the message of the intuition card, but also the King of Swords and the triangle that I was getting from the imagery on the King of Swords that we saw in part 1. So for me, it's like spiritual enlightenment, spiritual development. Perhaps you are going through that. The other thing I'm getting is illumination and light, because the 10 of Swords, even though this person's pretty much, not alive, they're dead, they're still looking at the sun that is coming out, that's peeping through. The breakthrough card also has an element of, light behind it, and the hermit is being led by the light, the starlight in front of him. So I do feel like with this ascension comes illumination, a lot more light energies coming your way, which is also the power of love, light, because in my world, love and light are pretty much synonymous concepts, and that's what we are. We're spiritual beings. We're made of light and love. And speaking of it, going back to the spirit, as I mentioned, hermit for me is a reminder of the spirit, as well as our life's blueprint or life's plan. So I do wonder if part of this message for some of you is that whatever is going on in your life is actually part of that wider plan that you have come up for yourself before you even came into this planet Earth, into this lifetime. So you might be going through an interesting journey. You could be experiencing the Ten of Swords moment, which is you feel like you are dead. You might feel like you're at rock bottom, low frequency. But what this is trying to tell you is you're about to break through. And in fact, you're going to be breaking through as a result of something that you have already pre-planned in your own life's plan. Okay, so that for some of you that might resonate. Some of you might have moved on through the death or ending of a relationship or ending of a certain chapter in your life. Take it as it resonates, and you might be going through the next few phases, which is what the breakthrough is all about, which is you're not quite on the other side, you're not quite soaring, you're not quite completely free just yet, seeing this new perspective, but something is going on. Your soul is speaking to you that you are breaking through. It's like you're in the cusp of something new opportunity, new organization, new movement, new business venture or passion project or whatever it might be. You just know you're in that kind of transitionary phase, so the energy is transforming from the end to the new, and you're kind of in that transitionary phase. Some of you that might be the case. Another thing I'm getting with this, and you might want to reflect this yourself, and I know this definitely applies in my life, is that having the reason I mention it is because the Hermit is a major arcana, it's number 9, and we've got the 10 of Swords. So thinking about 9 and 10 like a sequential plane. In my life, sometimes I've needed to go within, find that that soul-searching time, spending some time in my own head, with my own heart, with my own emotions, in order to then, like Virgo, prepare a plan of some sort, big details, come up with a plan that I can see, right, step A, step B, step C, that will result in me arriving at a more illuminated, free, happy destination. But in order for me to get there, I need to end certain situations, certain circumstances, certain relationships, just sort of shed those along the way, in order for me to go from the ideal, from the now into the ideal world, into the freest life, into more happy life, into more joyous life, into more illuminated, something that is actually in alignment with my milestone or my life path that I chose for myself. And I recall, just even within the last 12 months or so, that has happened to me is at first I went within to make some, hard decisions or to become aware of certain things in my life. The big things like, family, friends, my career and aspirations, my passions, and my life as a whole and whatnot. So going in within first, getting connection, that deep investigation into yourself, figuring out then the plan, being very, mentally clear as to the plan forward, or being that, strategist. Maybe this is why King of Swords has come through as well. Having a strategy, having a plan, having that mental clarity. And then as a result of that, in order to end up at that final destination or whatever that representation is in your life, you need to be ending certain relationships, certain people in your life, certain connections, jobs, maybe changing jobs or changing careers, moving, relocating, making some big decisions in order to come out at the other end, to ultimately break through and get into the energy of freedom, new perspectives, new experiences, new opportunities, new beginnings. The other thing that I'm getting is about the fact that just focusing on a little bit more on the transitionary part or timing of this journey. So you may have ended something and you're not quite at the other end of freedom, right? So it's quite, I think this is a really good imagery of the breakthrough, that you're still halfway in and halfway out, right? You're in that transitionary phase. And in that transitionary phase, well, it may feel turbulent and may feel stuck, you know, like a part of the butterfly in here might still be feeling like it's stuck and it's wanting to get out, and it might be uncomfortable. It knows that the outside is much more freer space, you know, she's not as confined, she's not as restricted, she's not as limited, but she's, you know, she's still stuck. She might feel stuck, and for some of you during that transitional phase, of course, that could take, you know, some time to genuinely break through and come out on the other side. And during that process, you know, some of you might be experiencing doom and gloom or low frequency emotions. You might feel disconnected from your family and friends. Some of you might be disconnected from that life purpose, as you don't know what you're actually meant to achieve. Why are you here? What is your own personal mission, or what is the experience that you have come to gain as a result of, you know, this lifetime? So what the message that I'm getting is that, remember, it's just a phase, as in you might be experiencing what you are going through because it's still a journey. You're still meant to feel and go through that phase, that transitional phase, but ultimately it's all just a phase, right? With a triangle, ascension, elevation will occur. You will reach the top of the mountain. You will break through. There will be a movement, because everything is, remember, a continuous movement. So the natural flow of things is that this butterfly will eventually come out and find that freedom, new perspective, new experiences, new beginnings. And this hermit will, with the light in front of him that illuminates the path forward, he will find, he will walk through the fog. He will, you know, reach the final, more illuminated, non-fog area. And with this, you know, with this card, with the Ten of Swords, the sun will come out. Everything is in continuous movement. So some of you may have needed to hear that to realize the whole phase and the timing of things, and everything is in divine time. Remember that. And if you don't believe me, just put your hand on your heart and listen to your heart to see if any of that resonates with you, if there's any truth that might apply to you in your current circumstances. Alright, I'm just trying to see if there's anything else practical. So thinking, love, there's definitely a lot of swords, you know, here, so very much a mental suit as well. So maybe some of you might need to pay attention to your mental health. Needs to be some kind of healing or a process or procedure, whether it's a one-off or a continuous program or whatnot, just to help you through with any mental health related conditions, in order to help you through this transitionary phase, because I appreciate it could be very much a time of sadness or uncertainty, fear, perhaps even stress, anxiety, perhaps even depression. So I can understand that's so thinking, love, thinking about the mind. Just make sure you exercise some self-love, and to help yourself out, reach out to others, reach out to the community, reach out to some professional services. If you're in that danger zone, remember, things are just a phase. The sun will come out, you will break through, you will have the freedom and new perspective and new experiences. I think it's all written within the cards. So yeah, mentally, so thinking, love, don't forget about prayer, okay? This is what I'm saying, that a prayer is an act of love in my world. So if you're finding yourself in any part of this journey, be it the end, the transitionary phase, or the new beginning, if you're finding yourself in need of a response or an answer or suggestion or some just real good advice, custom advice, put your hand on your heart, listen to your heart, which is the bridge between your spiritual body and your physical body. But also pray, address whoever it is that you believe in, your higher self, God and Asna, or your ancestors, any one of the ascended masters, anybody. Just don't forget to pray and trust that the universe, spirit world, your own soul, your higher self will all respond and give you the answer that you need to hear. And actually, that's interesting, is that the symbol of the butterfly, or perhaps a caterpillar if you see it, might be the moment that you may want to pause. So if you see an image of it, in the book, on TV, you might hear somebody say it, or you might actually see a butterfly fly by, you might say Karaba, pause for a moment and see what you were thinking about at that time, what you were feeling, what you heard, what you sensed, what you felt, or what's the context about you. Because any one of those might be a clue to the answer that you're seeking, to the question that you pose to the universe. So yeah, interesting there. It was a wonderful little message that I just got, I think. Alrighty, team, I think that's all in terms of the part 2, the practical tips that are coming through about this concept of breakthrough and the journey and the timing of it and the emotions that might come through. Yes, let's jump into part 3 to get some messages from the spirit world on this lovely topic. And please click on the link down below in the description box, and I will see you shortly. And apologies for the noise outside. Alright, see you shortly in part 3.